What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I have a new car here to show you guys. A Cavalier. But this is not an ordinary Cavalier. I've never seen one of these before, so this is pretty interesting. We used to get these in all the time, to be honest, and we would always pull the undercarriages on these cars because they were like a super hot selling part. That has died down, so most of these usually get crushed now. And when I came out here to check and see if this was going to be a crusher, I noticed something on this. It's got like a little door underneath the taillight. And for any of you out there that don't really understand what I'm talking about, crazy thing is, I just got this one in here yesterday. And this is the exact same car as far as looks, anyway. Cavalier, but see this one doesn't have a door. There's nothing there. But this one over here does. And that was very weird to me. I've never seen that before. Then I opened it up. This is an LP, or a CNG, compressed natural gas car. I've never, ever seen one of these. That is pretty cool. Now, I did a little research, so if I tell you wrong, I'm sorry. But I think these are made from 98 to 2003. And they're mainly used for fleet vehicles in like cities because they had natural gas hookups at their factories or buildings or whatever they were using. So they could pretty much hook these cars up, fill them up, drive around town, and it'd be only like 8 cents a gallon. Like, it was ridiculously cheap. But you know, they kind of phased them out. So I know they still got like buses and stuff now, transportation buses that run on, you know, alternative fuels. But some of these did get sold to the public. And I'm not sure if this was a public car or if this was a fleet car. But this is a 2001 Cavalier, and it's a pretty standard car. Automatic in the floor, manual windows, manual locks, manual mirrors. And between a CNG car and a standard Cavalier that's over here, there's really not much difference besides the stuff on the motor, which I'll show you. This little door here, the tank in the trunk, and a part on the dash. But other than that, they're all the same. Same interior. So a lot of these parts would interchange with the other. I'll show you the part on the dash, what I'm talking about. It's right here left of the steering column. There's a little button right here. And what this would do is, so it's set to gasoline right now, and when you're driving down the road, if you want to see how much natural gas you have in your tank, you just hit that and the fuel gauge will change to let you know how much natural gas you have in your tank. Let's see if there's a key. I'll show you guys the tank and the trunk. Standard heater AC control. This one's got an aftermarket radio setup. Dash is all busted, which is common in these cars. They didn't really last. They're kind of like made with the same material as a Dodge dash. And y'all know on those. Those are garbage. Sucks because I'm a Dodge guy. So you don't have much for trunk space in here because the tank is behind that cover. And apparently you got to get them inspected. This one was inspected in 2004. You also have the spare tire right there. It's kind of cool. But not much for trunk space on these cars. So, I mean, if you really needed a trunk, I don't know if this was the car for you, to be honest. You know, you save a little bit of money on mileage, but lose a lot of space in the trunk. Now, we've never had one of these cars before, so for us to get rid of this car, I'm gonna have to remove the tank and all that stuff out of this car before I send it on through that machine up there that they rip it up and then comes in here and then gets crushed. So we don't need nothing getting exploded down here. Now this thing, I don't know much on this, because I'll be completely honest, like I said, I've never seen one of these before. But from what I have read, you have a standard fuel injection rail, and then you have a CNG injection rail. So you got two different rails that supply fuel to this motor, and they will kick on and off depending on, you know, what fuel source you're needing. So if CNG fuel sources get depleted, then it will kick over to gasoline and run on gasoline. I've never driven one of these. I've watched a couple of videos on them because I didn't even know they made these, to be honest. So I wanted to do a little research, and some people say that when it switches over to gasoline, it runs like crap. To be honest, I don't know. Like I said, I've never driven it. And this one here does not run, so I won't be able to drive this one. I mean, if I spent time, maybe I could get this thing to go again. But I'll be completely honest, I don't really care. But I thought this was extremely interesting, how they got this set up on here. Especially, you know, the date of this car in 2001. And it's also got a different emissions control sticker on here. And we can go and look at the other Cavalier over here so you guys can get an idea how different that motor looks. Gotta be careful. This is a 2000 model. So 1 year difference, but it'll have the same motor, a 2.2. Oh, watch out for wasps. See, it's got the same looking motor, but the whole top is all different. That's what the emission sticker is supposed to look like. And I'm guessing, I don't know exactly how many cars these were made, how many of these were made. But when we look up this year model and look for a motor, we don't even have an option for a CNG type motor. So I imagine these are the same motors. You just swap the components over to the other motor. I don't think any internals are different. I think those are all the same. Valve cover, heads, block, I think all of that's the same. You just swap the that system over. But now that I say that, if it's got two different fuel sources and they said that it has a different fuel rail, I can't confirm that. If they have two different fuel rails, then the head is going to be different. So, I don't know. But we don't have an interchange and we don't have an option for this motor. So, I don't know if they would be the same or not. I just thought this was kind of cool, different. This vehicle is going to be disposed of properly. Obviously, I got to take that tank out of the back and make sure there's nothing, no natural gas in this car before it gets ripped up. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Like I said, never seen one. It's even got a little sticker there to let you know. Compressed natural gas. See if it's got any warning stickers in the... Ooh, there's a wasp nest in there. I'll let that be for now. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. So the tank will expire in 2016. Huh. Guess that tank's out of date. All right, everybody. Appreciate you watching. And, oh, update. Yesterday, we bought 65 cars. So there are some pretty interesting ones in there. I'll be having more videos coming along as soon as I can get them in. But I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in the next one.